Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will master completing the square of quadratic equations. Alright, words. To complete the square of the expression x squared plus bx, add b divided by 2 squared. So here's the thing, if we have these two shapes but we want to make it a square, we cut this in half, move it down, we need to find that piece, which is why it's b divided by 2. And then it's a square, so you square it. Okay? So the biggest thing here is not all of this, but right here. You need to know this. You need to know this. Okay. So let's take a look at these. See how all I did was leave this equation right here? So it says, find the value of c that makes the expression a perfect square trinomial. Then write the expression as the square of a binomial. This right here is the square of the binomial. Right here. Okay. So if you look, c, well, this is x squared plus bx plus c. That looks ugly. This is x squared plus bx plus c. So you know c equals b divided by 2 squared. So again, a equals 1, b equals 14. We're trying to find c. So you go c equals 14 divided by 2 squared. That's 7 squared, so it's 49. So you get x squared plus 14x plus 49. And if you look back up at the top here, you can change that to x plus b divided by 2 times the quantity x plus b divided by 2. So you get x plus 7 times x plus 7, because b divided by 2 equaled 7. Look, here's b divided by 2. 14 divided by 2, what was it? 7. But that equals x plus 7 squared. Okay, so let's do another one together here. C equals negative 9 divided by 2 squared. So that would be, well, you can't divide that, so don't make it a decimal. What's negative 9 squared? 81. 2 squared, 4. So you get 81 over 4. So you get x squared minus 9x plus 81 over 4, which is x squared minus 9x, which is x squared minus 9 over 2. Alright, let's back up. So there's that. Now to convert it to this piece, x minus 9 over 2. How did I know it was minus? See how this was negative inside? Anytime that's negative inside and anytime this is minus, they're both going to be minus. And that is x minus 9 over 2 squared. So go ahead and press pause and try to do that third problem, okay? So hopefully you press pause. You should get c equals 22 divided by 2 squared, which is 11 squared, which is 121. So you get x squared plus 22x plus 121, which that's x plus 11 the quantity x plus 11 times the quantity x plus 11. So it's the quantity x plus 11 squared. So there's the process of completing the square. You've learned this before, guys. Now solve the equation by finding the square root. Okay. We can't do this. We can't go square root of both sides yet, because you can't do the square root of 6x. There's not a perfect square there. So this is where we have to factor. Okay. What multiplies to 9 and adds to 6? Well, 3 and 3, because 1 times 9, so you get, that would factor into x plus 3 times x plus, or sorry, the quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 3 equals 36. See how that's the same quantity? We have the exact same thing, x plus 3, x plus 3. So I can change that now to x plus 3 squared. Square root, square root. Now remember, x plus 3 equals plus or minus 6. Because the square root of 36 is 6, but it's positive or negative 6. So you get x equals negative 3 plus or minus 6. So negative 3 minus 6, negative 9. Negative 3 plus 6, negative 3. So think about what multiplies to 144 and adds to 24. Or if you look with something like this, what's 6 divided by 2? It's 3. See, I'm looking at B. Is 3 times 3 9? Yep. What's 24 divided by 2? 12. Is 12 times 12 144? Yes. So guess what? This goes to x plus 12 times x plus 12 equals 100. And that is x plus 12 squared equals 100. Square root x plus 12 equals positive or negative 10. Subtract 12, subtract 12. X equals negative 12 plus or minus 10. Negative 22, comma, negative 2. Okay. So if we can get those perfect squares, we can solve by taking the square root. Solve the equation by completing the square. So, see how you have this plus 4 here? Is there anything that so 1 times 4 is 4. Is there anything that multiplies to 4 and adds to 6? No, so you can't factor it. So, get rid of the 4. Now what you need to do is complete the square. So how did we find that missing c? So let me back up. If you think about the completing the square, didn't we have this? But instead of just being that, we have now that it equals negative 4. How do we find c? You do b divided by 2 squared. So you get x squared plus 6x plus 6 divided by 2 squared. Okay? Well, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So you get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals negative 4. But remember, we learned we can change that to x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 3. And then that would be x plus 3 squared. Square root both sides. X plus 3 equals... I got to back way up. Because can we take the square root of a negative? No, but there's something I did wrong. and it is right here. Add, how much did I end up? I have to add it to both sides of the equation. That's what's different. Okay, so I get x squared. Well, actually, let's do two steps at once here. I can change that to x plus 3 times x plus 3 equals 5. See, it's okay to make mistakes. When you catch it, you go back and fix. So you get x plus 3, the quantity x plus 3 squared equals 5. Square root, x plus 3 equals plus or minus 5. Or square root of 5. Because it's not a perfect square. Subtract 3, you get x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. That is an acceptable answer. Okay? So, notice every time we've completed the square, a has always been 1. That is something that has to happen. Well, what does a equal in number 7 here? It equals 3. How could we make it equal 1? Not subtract, but divide. So divide each piece by 3. X squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0. Is there anything that multiplies to negative 6 and adds to 4? No. So get rid of the 6. So you get x squared plus 4x equals 6. Okay? So x squared plus 4x plus 4 divided by 2 squared equals 6 plus 4 divided by 2 squared. So I get x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 10. Now, I'm going to skip this step and go straight to this. So you get the quantity x plus 2 squared equals 10. Square root both sides. Plus or minus the square root of 10. Subtract the 2. I can't simplify out of the square roots or anything, so there we go. Alright. Let's move on. Alright, here we go. Recall that the vertex form of a quadratic function is y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k, where hk is the vertex. So write the quadratic function in vertex form, then identify the vertex. Well, guess what you have to do? We set it equal to 0. Is there anything that multiplies to 3 and adds to 6? No. So get rid of it. And what have we been focusing on today? Completing the square, so you complete the square. So I'm going to do negative 3 plus, well, what's b divided by 2? 6 divided by 2 squared equals x squared plus 6x plus 6 divided by 2 squared. So negative 3 plus 9 is 6 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. That you can change to x plus 3 squared. Now subtract the 6 back over. You get 0 equals x plus 3 squared minus 6. Now we can jump back. Since that's 0, we can replace that back with the function f of x equals the quantity x plus 3 squared minus 6. So now look at this, look at this. You have negative 3 comma negative 6. There's your vertex. It's a negative 3 because see how this says x minus h, but here it's plus? Well, negative times a negative gives you that positive. And here it says plus, but it's minus, so that's why it's negative. So try to do this problem. Bring it in completed. Just remember, a has to be equal to 1, so somehow you got to get rid of that 2. See you guys tomorrow.